Hey, hello investors and future investors. Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I literally want you guys to steal my strategies. For today's video, I'm going to be going through the list of stocks in my portfolio, and I'm going to show you the strategies that I use in order to consistently make income. And hopefully these strategies could work for you as well. Now, if you're trying to use options in order to supplement your 9 to 5, or you decided to go full time with options in order to make consistent income, then you stumble onto the right video. Welcome to Investment Gains. Let's jump right into it. Welcome back, investors and future investors. My name is Tim, and on this channel, I show you how I use my portfolio in order to make consistent income. For today's video, I'm going to be going through the list of stocks in my portfolio, but most importantly, I will be going through the strategies that I use in order to generate consistent income. And like I said, maybe these could work for you. Let's start 2025 off on the good foot. Now, right before we get into this video, right before we get down and dirty with options, I would like to announce that we're going to be starting our weekly options group chat once again. We will be sending out selling alerts on a weekly basis. However, the group is limited to only 10 individuals. We want to keep this as personalized as possible. There's only 5 spots left, so if you guys are interested in getting daily selling alerts, then the link is going to be the first one in the description below. Now let's go ahead and go over to the portfolio. Okay, so here we are on the portfolio and I have everything charted out. If you want to become successful with options trading, you need to strategize, you need to document and track everything. So the first stock in my portfolio I use in order to make consistent income is going to be none other than Mara, which is Mara Holding. I did acquire just 200 shares of Mara at the $1,500 price point, which is $15 per share. And the strategy I used for Mara was a cash secured put. Now, the mindset I have is to use Mara to get $100. Now, Mara has an average price in my portfolio at $1,500. Does not mean that's the exact price I got it at. I did get some at 23, I got some at $11, but the average price is going to be $15. If you guys check out most of my videos, you will see Mara being featured. So, very important to know, Mara is in the crypto sector. Now let's jump over to Robinhood. I'm going to show you how I'm going to use Mara in order to make consistent income. Okay, first we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up Mara Holdings, ticker MARA. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to trade Mara options. Now that I use a cash secured put in order to get a couple shares of Mara, now I'm going to be using a different option strategy come 2025 in order to make consistent income. If you guys do not know what a cash secured is, then just let me know in the description below. So we're going to go ahead to sell and we're going to go ahead to call. I'm going to choose my strike date. My strike date is going to be January 10th. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to choose my strike price above the current share price. And I will be going with the 18.5 strike price. And that's going to give me an almost 80% chance of profitability. And I'm going to be paid 49 cents or $49. Each option contract is multiplied by 100 shares. Now, the secondary strategy I will be using, now that I already used the cash secured put strategy, is going to be the covered call option strategy. We're going to go to continue. I did pick up 200 shares a while back, so we're going to go with 2, and there you have it. So the plan is to make about $100 on Mara every 2 weeks. And that stays in line with my portfolio goals and my objective. Now, so let's go ahead to the second stock I'm using in my portfolio in order to make consistent income. And that's going to be none other than Micron Technologies, or ticker MU. Now, I did pick up 200 shares in the form of a Leaps option strategy. Leap stands for Long-Term Equity Anticipation Securities. Now, I did pick that up at $25 per leap. And my intention is to make a minimum of $100 on a bi-weekly basis. Now, I did pick it up in the form of a Leaps option. However, now that it's in my portfolio, I can utilize a different strategy in order for me to go ahead and continue making money off of this stock. So let's go ahead to Micron. And we're going to go ahead and open up the option chain as usual. Now, we're going to be using the exact same strategy that I just demonstrated with Mara. However, I'm going to tell you what the overall strategy is once I'm done. Let's just make sure that it aligns with my goal of making at least $100. So we're going to go to the strike price again, which is going to be January 10th. And then now we're going to go ahead and choose the strike price. I'm going to go with let's be a bit more conservative because I want to keep this leaps option in my portfolio. So I will be going with the $89 strike price, and my chance of profitability is around 81%. And that's going to pay me $73. Now let's go back into my spreadsheet. Now, although it pays me $73, I am still happy with that. The reasons for that is that this is a leaps option. The leaps option, the intention is a future outlook. I want to maintain this leaps option in my portfolio as long as I can while generating consistent income. So if you do have leaps in your portfolio, the whole point is to not get assigned and just keep using it over and over. The third stock in my portfolio is going to be none other than AMD, Advanced Micro Dynamics. Now, I did pick up two leaps option on AMD once again. Now, I know you might be asking yourself, why did I pick up leaps? Well, the whole point of leaps is it allows you to control 100 shares of any stock while paying much less than the actual price of the stock. AMD is now trading around $120 to $122. So if I were to buy 100 shares of AMD right now, I'd probably have to pay around $12,000 upwards. However, I did pick this up for around $2,800 per leap. And the intention is to make about $150 on a bi-weekly basis. Now, we're not going to go into the strategy because I just demonstrated the same strategy with Micron. The fourth stock on the list I'm using to generate consistent income is going to be SMCI or Super Microcomputers. Now, it pays to have a very small and concise portfolio. You do not need to have a portfolio with 25 stocks. You simply need a few stocks that you know everything about and you keep using them on a consistent basis. So most people that trade SMCI does not even know what it stands for. So super microcomputers. Now with super microcomputers, the price point was very, very low, which is $30 per share. So I went ahead and just bought this outright. So now I bought it outright. I went ahead and I'm going to be doing covered calls on Micron in order to generate about $100 on a bi-weekly basis. Let's go ahead to stock number 5, and that's going to be SoFi Technologies. Now, SoFi Technologies has been in the news lately, and everyone is expecting very good things from SoFi. However, I did pick this up back in the day, probably like about 6 months ago. And like I said, just like SMCI, it's trading, in my opinion, at a very decent price. So I went ahead and picked up 200 shares, which I intend to use the covered call option strategy and make about $50. Now, I know you're asking, why do I want to make $50 as opposed to $100? SoFi is another stock that I want to leave in my portfolio as long as possible. Now, if you guys know how I use my portfolio to make consistent income, and you guys have been watching my channel for a long time, you guys will know I have zero loyalty to any stock. My only loyalty is to my premium. That's what I'm here for, to make consistent premium and grow my portfolio. So you guys may have noticed something that's different right now. I did get involved in the crypto sector, the AI semiconductor sector, and now SoFi with finance. Now let's go to the sixth one on the list, and I'm going to show you why that one is super important. So this is RGTI, and this is Rigetti Computing. Now, Rigetti Computing is in the quantum computing space. I am sure you guys are tired of seeing those videos where people say, if you had invested $10,000 in Microsoft or Google, you would have this amount at a certain period of time. Well, you have that opportunity right now in 2025. Quantum computing is going to be the next phase of our advancement along with semiconductors. So this is a good opportunity to get in. Now, I am not saying you guys need to use the stocks I'm using. What I'm advising you guys to do is use the strategies that I'm using. Now, Rigetti Computing is at a decent price. So I went ahead and I just picked up 200 shares of Rigetti. So I'm going to jump into Rigetti on Robinhood to show you guys how I would trade this. Now, Rigetti is a very volatile stock, so always do your own due diligence before investing. So here we are on Rigetti Computing. And now, as usual, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up the option chain. And I'm going to show you the premiums that this stock pays, but do not get suckered by the premiums. We're going to do the January 10th date once again, and we're going to be doing a covered call strategy because I did pick this up outright. Now, I will be going with a strike price of $21 with a high 84% chance of profitability. I will be receiving about $80. once again, it's right there in line with my objective, with my portfolio. So let's go back to the spreadsheet right now, and we're going to jump into the next stock. And that next stock is none other than QUBT, or quantum computing. Once again, quantum computing is in the quantum space once again. So hopefully you guys are seeing a commonality right here. I'm trying to get into quantum computing at the ground level, as well as maintaining my AI and semiconductors. And in my personal opinion, I think this is where we're heading to next. That's why my portfolio is heavily into AI and semiconductors and also quantum computing. Now, QBT is at a decent price. I went ahead and picked up 200 shares very easily, which I intend to make about $100. So let's go ahead to our next stock. Our next stock is going to be Sound AI. Sound AI is in the, you guessed it, the AI space slash semiconductor. Again, I'm doing the covered call strategy on Sound AI. Let's go ahead, jump into the next stock. I'm using my portfolio to generate consistent income, and that's going to be AI, which is C3 AI. And once again, that's in the AI space. Now, with this stock, when I picked it up, I thought it was a bit too expensive, so I changed the strategy and I did the cash secured put. So let me demonstrate the cash secured put for those of you that do not know what this is. And we're going to use the exact stock that we have here, which is C3 AI. So as usual, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit trade AI options, and that's going to open up our option chain. In order for you to do the cash secure put, just make sure it says sell and put, and we're going to maintain our similar strike date. That's going to be January 10th. So let's go ahead and we're going to choose our strike price below the current share price. And because I think AI is a stock that I want to own in my portfolio, I'm going to go with the $34 price. Remember, I did pick these up a while back, so now it's a bit higher. However, your premium is still decent. So I would pick up the $34 strike price with a 72% chance of profitability. And even if I do not win the trade and I'm assigned, then I'll pick up a stock that I actually want to own in my portfolio. And for my troubles, I will pick up 0.79 or $79 along the way. So the 0.79, once again, is right along the lines I'm trying to make, which is $100. Now, the next stock in the portfolio is going to be none other than SG or Sweetgreen. Now, I used to be a general manager of this company, so I know the inside workings of this company. And in my opinion, this is an excellent company for everyone to hold in their portfolio. The strategy I use on SG is going to be a Leaps option. The reason I'm using a Leaps option on SG is because the price point right now is extremely high. And the second reason is that this one is a monthly payer of options premium. So I do not want about $4,000 tied up for a long time in order just to make $50. So I've decided to use the Leaps option strategy. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what the Leaps option strategy is, I'm going to demonstrate right now, and we're going to use that exact stock, which is going to be Sweetgreen, ticker SG. So as usual, we're going to go ahead to trade SG options. And with this option strategy, now this one is a buy option strategy. This is the only buy option strategy that I have in my portfolio. And the reason for that is that my intention is to use this strategy to go ahead and make consistent income by combining an additional strategy with this one. So let's go ahead to buy and call. And the strike date I chose was January 16th. If I were to pick up Leaps option right now, today, I would go with the $25 strike price, and I would have to pay about $13.10 for those. That would now allow me to go ahead and do a secondary strategy, which I demonstrated at the start of this video, which was the covered call option strategy. And like I said, this is a monthly payer. So I'm going to go to January 17th. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose the $35 strike price, which pays me about $80. Now this stock is not very volatile. It does not move up or down very quickly. So it's a pretty much safer stock than the previous ones I showed you. And I have a personal interest in this stock because I know the inside working of this stock. And I think it has extreme potential. So I would be going with the $80 strike price. So let's go back to our spreadsheet now and see if this price is going to be aligned with what we want to achieve. So the $80 strike price is right aligned. It's a bit high, but that's fine. So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to jump into the secondary part of the portfolio. Right before that, let me just give you a brief summary. So I'm going to be using these option strategies here, which is the cash secured put, a Leaps option contract, and a covered call option strategy in order for him to generate consistent income. The stocks that I'm using in my personal portfolio, which I do not advise anyone to copy, is going to be Mara, Micron, AMD, SMCI, SoFi, Rigetti Computing, Quantum Computing, Sound AI, C3 AI, and SG. I am using these stocks in my portfolio in order to generate consistent income right here in order to grow my portfolio. The reasons for me choosing these stocks is I wanted to be just a bit diversified into crypto, quantum computing, semiconductor and AI, as well as finance and restaurant. I am heavily favored into the AI and semiconductor and quantum space because, in my personal opinion, I think that's where we're heading to. Now that you made it this far into the video, I'm going to give you some additional information with the portfolio on how I make money also. So we're going to go ahead now into the dividend part of the portfolio. Now, with the dividend part of the portfolio, this is known as the set it and forget it strategy. Meaning, once you get into dividend investing, you never have to do anything again. You just keep reinvesting the money that you receive on a regular basis. So let's go ahead. I'm going to jump into my dividend tracker. And to track my dividends, I usually use trackyourdividends.com. It's a free resource. So if you guys want an option tracker, you could find that in the description below as well. If you guys need a free ebook in order for you to start trading options or increase your knowledge of options, that's also going to be in the description below. Now, as per the last video, I showed you my investment in my dividends portfolio. You guys saw that this amount here was 17,000. Now, like everyone's portfolio, my portfolio is down. The dividend part of the portfolio is down by about $1,000, but that does not matter. And let me show you why. The last video I showed you the update with my portfolio, it showed that I made about $100 on a monthly basis. Now the portfolio is down by $1,000. You could see I'm still able to make an average of $100 on a monthly basis. That's why I mentioned this is the set it and forget it strategy. You invest into your dividend stocks and you receive money, doesn't matter what the market is doing. Now, if you guys want any additional information about the dividend aspect of my portfolio and how I use dividends in order to grow my portfolio as well as my option trading, then just let me know in the description below. Now, one of the reasons I love dividend investing is, like I said, you set it and you forget it. Although I make thousands of dollars with option trading on a weekly and a monthly basis, there's no greater feeling than when I get an alert on my phone saying that I have received dividends from either Coca-Cola or Main Street Capital. That just gives you a feeling of euphoria because this is money you did not have to work hard for. So although I'm an option trader by heart, I love doing options. I also like my dividend portfolio just as well because I literally have to do nothing. So here we are back on my tracker, and to end this video. So I did say I wanted you guys to steal my option strategies come 2025, and hopefully you guys are going to get the same consistent income growing for your portfolio. Here is a list of the stocks I use, which once again, I do not advise anyone to use these stocks. However, I wouldn't suggest that you guys try some of these option strategies and see if they work for you. They might not. Make sure you plan everything strategically so you know what share price you want to pick up, what option strategies you want to use, and what is your target for your premium you're going to receive. If you guys were to put all of these into place, there is zero reason why you should not be able to be making consistent income and growing your portfolio on a regular basis. Now, if you guys found any value in this video and you guys want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and more importantly, if there's anyone out there that you think can benefit from this video, go ahead and share it with them. Let's help as many as we can. And until 2025, keep pushing your investments.